Kaixo, welcome to my daily Euskara practice. I am continuing working on some exercises in my Ariane A11 workbook, which I picked up on my last trip to the Basque country. Yesterday's video, I was a little brief working on my nork situation. I feel like my teacher and people in the comments, they throw around oh, it's nor or nork, or you use I can't even think of any other examples, but I'm just what? That's supposed to mean something to me? And in my examples, they talk about el caso. So I think it means this is a grammatical case, but I don't even know what a grammatical case is in English. So whatever this category means, cool, we're working on it. We're working on nork. So I was a little brief yesterday because I just want to get it over with, but today we're going to keep going. And this is a good review because, so for what I'm gathering is nork is when you're talking about a person, nor means who, when you're talking about somebody, but with the K, with the ukan K, I don't even know the correct grammatical term for that, but I call it the ukan K. So I think it means when you're talking about somebody, who, but when you're using ukan and when you're using a K at the end of the word that you're talking about who it is. Hopefully, as I become more experienced with my Euskara learning, my explanations will become much more coherent. Because what do they say? There's an expression that you don't really understand anything, or you can't really say that you've learned something until you're able to explain it or teach it to somebody else. And if that's true, I'm not there yet. But anyway, so we're going to look at a box that I think is going to be very helpful. I've struggled in the past with remembering how to even do this. It's demonstratives. Still don't know what that means, but that's what we're doing. This is our little grammatical table we're working with the demonstratives. You'll notice all of this is in Basque and Spanish because, hello, I bought this in Donostia, San Sebastian, where everything is in Basque and Spanish. Okay, so pretty much we're learning demonstratives. We're learning words to describe, I guess, or to demonstrate, perhaps. So, for example, oh gosh. Okay, this is another moment where I'm it's in Spanish. If you've been following for a while, you know I never really officially learned this in Spanish very well. Este, ese, aquel, estos, esos, aquellos. And I think that's this, that, and that thing way over there. Or aquel, aquellos, isn't that in general, or any? Let me Google translate that real quick, just because that's a very common word that's used in this workbook quite a lot, and I should know what that means. Yeah, so aquel and aquellos is those, that thing. So I think that's way over there. So anyway, so in nork, the words in Basque, we've got honek, horrek, hark, hauek, horiek, hayek. And yes, I say my H's in Basque, and no, it's not because I'm foreign and I don't know how to pronounce things. Keep following the channel. It'll all come out. All the secrets, all my political opinions on everything, eventually it'll come out. But for today, I'm gonna leave it at that. So we have to use these words, I think, in the examples that are to follow. Let's just look at the example sentences that they give just to see what this is about. Emakume hark berrogei urte ditu. And then the translation in Spanish, I appreciate. Aquella mujer tiene 40 años. So that woman, yeah, over there, has 40 years, is 40 years old. Ume hayek saspi urte dituste, aquellos niños tienen 7 años. So those kids are 7 years old. Okay, and then there's a chart here for pronouns. Isenordainak in Basque. Oof, that's a lot of syllables. You can see that here, if my camera will focus. So it's just, I've seen these before. Nik, hik, hark, guk, suk, suek, hayek. I've seen them before. Does that mean that I remember them all the time? No. So the examples, suk ocho eche polita dusu, tú tienes una casa muy bonita. So you have a very beautiful house. Okay. All right. So let's start with some examples. Let's just knock this out of the park. María le ha enseñado unas fotos a Felisa y le ha explicado quiénes aparecen en ellas. Completa las frases mediante los demonstrativos y verbos adecuados. And in Basque, okay, like how do we go from like all of this like context, backstory in Spanish, and then in Basque, the only instructions for this exercise is Osatu esaldiak. I don't know, I think it's funny. I guess they're just assuming that like whoever is working on this beginner's workbook like understands Spanish way better than Basque. So they give you like a complete picture in Spanish about what this is about. And then in Basque, they're like, we'll stick to 2 words because that's all you can handle. And I appreciate that because they're right. Because yeah, if they had written that in Basque, I would have been lost. Either way, we have to basically put the demonstratives and the appropriate verbs in the blanks in the following sentences. Let's go. The example, Neshka honek maider du isena. I really appreciate that the chart is right above these exercises, so it's easy to refer back to because clearly I just read these now. I haven't memorized them yet. This is something I should memorize, but over time, hopefully we'll get there. So Neshka honek means this girl has the name Maider. So basically this girl here is Maider. Okay, first one for me to fill out. Mutil blank, yon blank, isena. So it looks like we're following the same structure as the example sentence. And so, oh, very nice. I was like, how do I know which one to use? They have a little illustration here. I don't know if you can see that. That basically shows you the names of the people and like how far they are from you. So let's see. Yon is in the middle group, so we're gonna say he's that, not this, not those. So Yon is one dude and he's the middle distance from me. The chart says that that's horek. So mutil horek, Yon du isena. Okay, Neshka blank, Ane blank isena. So Ane is the farthest away from us, so that would be Akeya. And the chart says that that is hark. So Neshka hark, Ane du isena. Okay, Gaste blank, Ane eta Yoshu blank isena. Okay, now we got 2 people in the mix. So it's going to be plural, whatever demonstrative we choose. And let's see, where are they in relation to me? So, I just talked about Ane. So Ane is with Yoshu all the way at the back. So that's going to be Akeyos, which is Hayek, according to this chart. Gaste, Hayek. Ane eta Yoshu. And then since there's 2 of them, we're going to need a plural form of ukan conjugation, which is dute, isena. Neshka blank, Maider eta Magi blank, isena. Okay, so they are closest to us in this picture, so I'll be these girls over here, which the chart is telling me is hawek, estas. Neshka hawek, Maider eta Magi dute, isena. All right, then last one, we've got Gaste blank, Jon eta nekane blank, isena. So Jon, remember Jon? He was in the middle group. So Gaste that, but plural because he's with nekane. Okay, horiek is what the chart says. Gaste horiek, Jon eta nekane dute izena. I feel like it's going to take me forever to like actually memorize this chart because like if you're watching this and you're like me, you don't speak Basque, does it not sound like all these words are very similar? Honek, horek, okay, hark is its own thing, but hawek, horiek, hayek, like, it's all very similar. And I think that was my struggle with learning Spanish. The difference between este and ese, it was like, it's all the same to me. And I know it's not the same, but just, it sounds very similar. So I think it's going to take a while for like the distinction between all of these different words to sink in. All right, next page. We've got one more exercise just in this section. Again, there's a big long explanation in Spanish. María le ha hablado a Felisa sobre sí misma y sobre su familia. Declina los nombres y los pronombres en el caso nor o nork. And then in Basque, declina izenak eta izenordainak. What did I just say? Oh, pronouns. Oh gosh. So basically, yeah, we have to say like who, like regular who, or like who with a K. Like that's how I process it. Nor or nork. And this is very much based on the verb we're using, I think. So when it's ukan, we're going to put a K. We're going to do a nork. And when it's not, we're not. That's how I process this. So ni blank. Bananduta nago eta bakarrik bisi naiz. Oh, they translated bakarrik in parentheses sola, but bakarrik is like the word that I understood in this sentence because my dad always uses that. But bananduta, do I know what that is? No. It'd be nice if they had put that in parentheses. Let me try translating. Not that I think I need to know it for this sentence, but it'd be nice. Okay, it is to separate, to split up, like I'm separated, like divorced but not, like basically whatever. I'm alone. I live alone. That's what that means. So I am. It's not single. It's separated. Okay, so I am separated and I live alone. So what are the verbs here? That's all that matters. We've got nago, which is egon, and we got bisi isan. So no K. I'm gonna just say ni bananduta nago eta bakarrik bisi naiz. Next one, ni blank sumayan bisi naiz. Again, we're going with the bisi naiz. I know that doesn't need a K on the subject, so just we're leaving it with ni. Next one, ni blank familia chiquia dut. Now this is, I got dut in there. So that is ukan, and I know with that one we need to make it nik familia chiquia dut. Ni blank es dut sheme alabarik baina hiru iloba ditut Jon ane eta maider. So ni blank, I don't have any children, but I have 3 like nieces and nephews. Jon ane eta maider. So this is a dut I have. So same as the last one. Nik es dut sheme alabarik. Side note, I translated that as nieces and nephews. I don't know if this is like catching on or if it's a millennial thing or like a Gen Z thing or just like my friend thing. But I have a friend who uses a gender neutral term for nieces and nephews because in English, like we don't have one. It's like a niece or a nephew, or you say nieces and nephews, which is kind of long. She calls them nibblings, like siblings, like your siblings' children. Niece, nephew, nibblings is like a term. I don't know if that's like a common thing, but I always thought that was kind of really cute. So there you go. I don't know. Do people say that where you live? Or yeah, take it with you if you like it. Please spread it around. I think it's pretty cute. Okay. John blank 32. Okay, what's 32? Okay, ta hamabi urte. Yeah. Urte ditu eta ane blank 28. Okay, ta sorti. Okay, so this is all ukan. So Okay. Okay, anek, I know that, but what do I do with yon? Yon ends in a consonant. And it's... I'm going to refer to my verb chart because I just want to throw a K on there and I'm like, it can't be yonk. Like that's not a thing, right? It's got to have an E or an A in between, no? So, okay, the chart, a few pages before, it says proper nouns that ends in a consonant. Yeah, okay, so it's got to end in an EK. So, yonek. All right. I just learned this, reviewed this yesterday, but it's clearly already gone. I want to put yonk. Yonek. Okay. Oh, good. We're seeing him again. Next one, Jon blank eta ane blank eskon gabeak dira. Okay, so I know eskon... I don't even remember how to end that sentence. Eskondatu? Is that how that word ends? This is my problem that I have like in my Basque classes when we have vocabulary to write out. It's like I can kind of remember the beginning of the word, but then like, what's the ending? I think is esconduta? No. Esconsa, I think, is wedding. Esconduta is married. Anyway, I know that eskon something has to do with marriage. So I'm going to say that Jon and Ane are married. And so this is dira, which is isan. So we're just going to leave that. That's a nor case, I think. Jon eta Ane eskon gabeak dira. Next one, maider blank chikiada. Okay, da is isan. We're leaving that. Maider blank hamar urte ditu. Ditu is ukan. So we're gonna have to do maiderek hamar urte ditu. And last one, familia blank lekation bisida. That's isan. We're leaving it alone. That's it. Just the family lives in lekatio. Easy. Done. Well, I don't know if it was easy, but I got through it, and I'm always proud of myself when I get through these exercises. I feel like slowly, every day, it's getting easier, and it's making a little more sense. I mean, the workbook helps with that, but your guys' comments really helps with that, so I appreciate you guys being here to encourage me and help me out when I struggle. I can't believe it. I'm on page 40 of this workbook. We're halfway through. We're more than halfway through. There's only 76 pages in this book. So, we're halfway through. What am I going to do when I'm done with this book? It's going to be a long summer because, well, with the way things are going right now, I know I'm not going to be visiting the Basque Country this summer. I usually like to go in the fall. I got this in October of last year. God knows what the world is going to look like in the fall. But maybe with any luck, I'll be able to go back to the Basque Country and pick up A1.2 of this workbook, or most likely not though. So whatever, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But wouldn't it be nice? Do you think Elcar Indonesia does online shop? I should look into that. Do they have online international shipping? I just assume not because Basque Country is a small place, businesses are small, but maybe with the world changing, more and more businesses will be going online. That'd be pretty cool. Because I looked for this on eBay here in the US. There's nothing on eBay that I could find in terms of Euskara workbooks. There's textbooks and stuff online, but I don't know, I really like this workbook format. It's good to practice, and it gives me something to do. It's not just you open a textbook, you read a whole thing about grammatical cases, and before you're halfway through the page you're asleep, and it's whatever. So I'll figure it out. But just to say, I'm really excited. We're more than halfway through, and we are so close to Unit 4. Yeah, there's only 6 units in this book. So anyway, follow along, subscribe to the channel if you want to watch me eventually complete this workbook. Hey, we'll get there together. And check out my other videos. But either way, I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one. Quiero arte.